and freaks all across the nation. Holler if you hear me. This is Jabronis United. Episode 2. Yes, we did so well last week. We have come back, whether you like it or not. I am the de facto host, Ryan, the realer dealer Regan. And with me, we don't have a nickname for you, Kyle, do we?
uh, just Kyle. Kyle's good for now. I usually go by K7 Sniper in the games I play.
Ooh, okay, so let's run with that for the second.
Right.
We have Sniper Kyle Krieger. Yeah, see, you did it with the guns. That works. That works.
Yep, it works.
And of course, this is Jabronis United, the wrestling counterpart for all Stream Punk, based on the Stream Punk Combat channel. If you know us from sports or from cinema, come on over, take a load off. Today, we are going to be talking about a very particular subject that has been brought up, probably just in casual conversation between wrestling fans, but it definitely came to light this past weekend. Um, During AEW Collision, um, it was um, it was the Acclaimed. So that's Bowden, Caster, and Gunn, badass Billy Gunn, versus who were they fighting? They were fighting the House of Black, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the House of Black, and they lost, and again, or they lost against the House of Black.
Right. Specifically, Gunn was pinned. He was the one
Mm-hmm.
that lost for them.
Yes.
And during that, after the match, um, Malachi went ahead and whispered something into Billy Gunn's ear that pretty much made him, um, well, do something that was probably only symbolic to wrestling fans, not so much to the general public. Um, he went ahead and took off his boots to leave him in the ring. Now, for those of you uneducated by what this means, traditionally, when a wrestler goes ahead and leaves their boots in the ring, or say in the case of The Undertaker, leaving their hat and gloves in the ring, it is pretty much their way of saying, I'm done, I'm retired, I can't go anymore.
That is usually how they go about it. Absolutely. Like we saw it with the Undertaker, where rather than leaving his boots in the ring, he left his coat and a hat in the ring. So it's a symbolic gesture, but
Right.
what it means is, yeah, it's like they're hanging him up, as it were.
Right, which is, touching. It's not something you necessarily see on live television, or television in general, really, for that matter.
Mhm.
Um, if anything, you maybe see something like that at like a house show, or only during like a big premium event, like we saw with Taker during that one WrestleMania when he did it.
Mhm.
So between all of us, this is more done for, like, I'd say, storyline.
Yeah.
There's nothing that hints that Billy Gunn would be retiring. There's nothing that says that he has any kind of major injury that would force him to retire. This is pretty much just the fact that Billy Gunn is one of the elder statesmen that is working in AEW. So
Mhm.
he, more so than some of the other ones, can pull off something like this.
It's it's an interesting thing, but while, yeah, you would normally, normally it would be he's retired. It happened after Malachi Black whispered into his ear. So that is straight up a signal that it's going to be that this is storyline related, rather than
Right. And I can
actual
understand that, Jeffrey. I can
actual
understand
return.
it possibly being a split from the Acclaim, then the Acclaim just being solely a tag,
Hmm.
as opposed to like a trios unit. But I kind of like them as a trios unit. And
Yeah, me
des-
too.
despite as many trios teams as there are in AEW, there's just as many tag people, especially right now with the people that you have going for the tag belts. Whether it be MJF and Adam Cole, or whether it be um, what they say, Bullet Club Gold, Bullet Gold, Bullet
Bullet
Club
Club.
Gold.
Yeah.
And even then, Bullet Club Gold has like what you've seen with Juice Robinson and Jay White, but they also have the guns too. So I mean, there's a lot of tag people vying for the AEW tag belts. There's a lot of people vying for FTR. So I could see how basically they need this for the trios, I'm sure, because I don't think many people think of the trios anymore as much as they used to when it first came out.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, yeah, the reunion on how over they'll be when it happens. Absolutely. That's pretty much what I was thinking about right there. It's it's like, yeah, it's a storyline split. So we'll probably see either like a tag match. We'll probably see Gunn in not in trios matches, in singles matches for a bit. So I'm interested in seeing how this is going to go.
Right,
So it's like there's a lot of ways they can go about it for sure.
of
So
course.
it's like House of Black is they weren't gonna they weren't gonna split them up, but it's essentially a, oh, what the heck is the word? It's a good it's a good it's a good point in the storyline to do it. So it does keep things fresh. It mixes things up a bit. It allows the story to branch out a little bit. So you might see some individual. You might see like a different storyline in the meantime, and then it'll come back together later on. So it has, there are different paths that can be that can happen with this, and I am definitely interested in seeing what's next.
Right, especially considering you had this happen on Collision, so it gives like the
Hmm.
acclaimed Malachi Black with the House of Black. You have even QTV, who were pretty much the big rivals for the acclaimed
Hmm.
as of late. You give them more of like a breeding ground and more stuff to do with their new territory.
Hmm.
Um, Now the thing is, this brought up an interesting question in my mind that I wanted to go ahead and address to the audience and address to you, Kyle, and Davion if he ever comes up. Um, at what point would you say, just as a common fan, should somebody retire?
Mm.
Now, we've seen a lot of spectacle happen where it comes to like certain people and their final matches or their retirement. Again,
Mhm.
Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, there are just certain people that if they are going to finally end their time in the business, you make it a big deal. You drum that up. But there are
Mhm.
also so many people that I think are currently working that, for lack of a better term, should probably hang it up. And much like Jeff is saying, yes, it's hard to hang it up, really. Yes.
It
We've
is.
talked to enough people where we know that, like, wrestling for a lot of people is like people that get tattoos. It's like an addiction. And it's hard to really stop once you've started, because then it just becomes part of your being.
Mhm.
But I do think that the argument can be made for some people to, especially nowadays when everyone's a little bit more health cautious.
Mhm.
Everyone's more concerned about concussions and chair shots. We just had AEW throw out that whole thing about what you can and can't do now in the ring, and certainly
Yeah,
what has to be
absolutely.
approved. So there is more of a microscope on this. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've done up a list, or rather a pictorial, cause it's something you love. Yes, I know, but you know what?
Mhm.
Eh, I I love McDonald's. Does not mean I should still be having it at the age I'm at. There are certain times when you have to say, "All right, I had my fun. Enough is enough. I want to enjoy the rest of my life. I want to maybe do other things. Let's see what we can do."
I don't know. I kind of want to go out on a crave case from White Castle. It's like is it
I'll tell you
worth
what.
it to
That's how
go?
we'll make your coffin. We'll make the coffin completely out of crave cases. We'll get somebody to like
A
design it
White
up
Castle
properly.
container. Yeah, and then Tyler's
Oh,
Burger
Jeff
King.
wants a Burger King.
Burger
All right,
King.
fine.
Burger King
Well,
is good, but
Jeff will make sure he get like the crown, the paper crown, on his head as he's being
long
honored.
live the king.
Yes.
Long live the Burger King.
Well, we'll have the Burger King with his like little sneak king outfit. Say a
He'll
few
pop out of
words
the
at the
coffin, offer
ceremony.
you a burger.
Yes. He'll just pop up behind the coffin and he'll just like place
He'll
a
pop up
Whopper
from
and
the
be like,
coffin.
tap it, say goodbye. So yeah, what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you. some pictures of some people who I feel are maybe in the conversation of like, let's ease off for a bit, maybe try some other stuff. And we're going to start with. Oh, sorry. Just want to get that one.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah.
Follow your doctor's
So
orders.
let's start with some recent additions to the WWE injured list.
Yeah, big one, big one, and a
Well, a
really
big
unfortunate
two,
one.
to be honest, but we're going to
Yeah.
start with the first one,
Mhm.
and that's
Yep.
Kevin Owens.
KO.
Now he is out currently with a fractured rib that he's been working with for
Ooh.
quite some time.
Fractured ribs aren't fun. Yeah, you can go with it, but when you're taking slams and you're landing on it constantly, y- yeah, no, for a wrestler, a broken rib is requires time to heal.
Yeah, so we don't know whether or not it's something that'll heal quickly or whether or not it's something that, is going to take some time. And obviously, if it takes some time, then
Mm.
that means he and Sami Zayn will have to give up the United Tag Team belts. Now, this is not Kevin's first injury, though.
No, it's not.
No.
No.
And especially considering Kevin, and mind you, I say this as being one of them, as a heftier gentleman, your body does take fractures of the ribs and broken bones and everything like that a little bit more harshly.
Yes.
So, now if Kevin ever wanted to lose the weight, which obviously he's lost weight since when he first came into NXT, that's not an issue.
Yep.
But if he wants to really like slim down, that may be one thing. But for a guy of his size who has gone through as much as he's gone through in his career, not even just in WWE, not even just in NXT, but everything beforehand, back when he was Steen, he has a love for his family that I feel like has to
He
be
does.
approached and noticed.
He does. Absolutely.
Age
It's
does play a factor in it too. Although Kevin isn't as
100%.
old as some of the people
Yeah.
I have on this list. Trust me.
Nah, yeah, no. He's definitely on the younger, and he definitely has a lot of career ahead of him. And well, it depends on he might just run it. He might run out. Well, he's under contract right now, so I don't think he's going to be going anywhere anytime soon, as long as it's within his contract range. We'll we'll see what he does when his contract finishes, whether or not he'll continue on, whether or not he'll retire with the mountain of money he got and spend
Well,
time
then,
with
yeah,
his
that's the thing. Him being
his
one of those big
kids.
holdovers,
Yes.
being like, "Oh, I'm signing up for WWE for the rest of my life. I'm not going to AEW."
Yeah.
But if it's a rest of your life where you're constantly going to be on the injured list, is
I
that
don't
really
know.
living?
Well, it depends. It depends on how injured. Like a broken rib sucks, but he'll definitely recover from that. It's like I would put Big E as a higher chance of retiring than Kevin Owens.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Hmm.
But as far as Kevin is concerned, you feel stick around?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he will. I think he will.
All right. That's fair.
Plus he's
Jeff
he got
is quite the capitalist.
plus he'll what's it called? He's at a really high point right now with Sami Zayn.
Right.
So him getting hurt at this point opens the door for one of those high decibel comebacks.
Hopefully.
So
I always do
I
believe
think
that
he
like
will.
wrestlers should at least have like
He,
one good comeback. And
he's had a couple.
he's had comebacks.
Yes.
But I don't know if he's had like that one good comeback. Like when I'm talking about a comeback, I'm talking like
Comes back and then wins the title for a little bit and then
Triple H, early 2000s, came back with like the denim vest and the leather jacket up against Kurt Angle. I remember seeing that when they had WWE New York restaurant.
mm,
And I was there. I watched it because
oh
goddamn I could not afford the tickets. to go
Oh, that
see the
must have been
show at Madison
huge.
Square Garden.
Yeah, Triple H. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Triple H
that
'02.
version was that was a
Mhm.
comeback. That was what you
Yes.
expected.
What, another comeback? Well, not necessarily a comeback, but a return. Hardy Boys at WrestleMania.
I could see that. Yes, yes.
That
That was
that
probably the
that
last good
that
time we saw
registered on
Jeff.
the Richter scale. That was so loud. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Austin '01. Absolutely.
Um, Austin, I don't know if he ever really had like a big comeback except for like
He
after the
got
knees.
hurt. He got hurt for a little bit, and
Yeah,
he was off TV for a good few months, and then in '01 he did have that huge return.
right.
I wouldn't say comeback. I'd say return.
Now another
Edge is a
gentleman.
Edge was a big comeback when he
Yes.
came back. Brian Danielson,
Well,
huge comeback.
okay. Here's the thing, though. Edge is still a current participant.
Yes.
Yes, he had that scare after battling Alberto, and he had his time away. He had his return.
Well, he was out because of a spinal injury, I think.
Yes,
Like, yeah, like no, he was pretty he was retired in all but name. And and then he found some he recovered enough that the doctors gave him the okay. So he came back after I think it was like what, 6 years of being essentially retired,
right.
and he's and it looks like he hasn't lost a step.
But
Yeah, stupid neck.
but here's the thing, though. He's done a good amount since he's come back. I would say almost trying to prove the point that he's healed up and gone while you can. But he is now an older gentleman.
He is.
Regardless of how ripped he may be, he is an older gentleman.
Yeah. I
I can't
I
see much more for him down the
no,
line.
fun
And he's
fact.
bled his amount too.
Yes, he has. Especially, it's like he's still recovering the blood from that McFoley match that he had.
Yeah, and even there's then. I mean,
Hmm.
regardless, Finn Balor maybe had more blood loose from his body than Edge did.
Finn Balor knocked himself out,
Right. But
basically.
to be fair, Edge did his fair part.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. No, that was a brutal match until Finn got his bell rung.
Right.
But
So, is there
the
really
thing,
anything left for Edge?
no, but I believe that he is pretty much on his retirement tour right now.
Well, he said
He did say
August
that he
last
was.
year, late August last year, that he said he was going to give it like one more year and then he would
Yes.
retire. So if
Yes.
he does retire, it should happen next month.
I saw a interview that he did recently that he said that this is his last hurrah. So it's just a matter of when he's going to retire. I believe his retirement match will be either at SummerSlam or WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, SummerSlam's coming in about less than
That's
2
the
weeks,
thing.
so I don't think it's going to happen at SummerSlam.
Either they're going to do like they're going to loop him quickly into a retirement tour because you want him to, because for him, he deserves to get his retirement match at a main show, and he also wants to retire in his hometown. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, Tyler. Yep, that was the other thing
The question
I was
is,
getting to.
who would you even put him up against?
Christian, bring Christian back for her match.
Christian's not coming back. He actually has a title, technically.
I know, but I'm speaking out of
I
who
have
it
to say
should be.
technically. I have to say technically.
I'm saying it should be him, but we'll see who's around. It's like, is there anyone on the roster right now that he has a history with?
No, and that's the thing.
Exactly.
Like, if you're
So
going to
I
go
don't think
out,
he's going to retire at SummerSlam
yeah, that's the
unless they
thing.
decide to
You always
give.
have to go put
Yeah,
somebody over. Like,
yeah,
who does he put over?
yeah, exactly. So it's like a Dominic Mysterio. No, so
No,
unless
God, no, 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 no. I will do my Tracy Morgan thing from
oh,
cinema. I will do it. There is no place in this world where
I was
Dominic
close.
Mysterio, with his stupid little title that he got from NXT, there is no reason he should ever beat Edge. Edge should beat him like a redheaded stepchild because that's essentially what he is.
Well, but I believe Jeff in chat put a good one. Rey Mysterio.
Ray is
That
also
could
one
be
of
a
those
good
people
one.
that might be
Or
on the way
or
out,
Dolph
though.
Ziggler from the Spirit Squad. Spirit Squad Dolph Ziggler. It's but
Ziggler,
so it that's what I'm thinking. It needs to be
it's
like
got to have some meaning.
they either bring back someone to do a retirement arc with him, or they give someone a big break on the current roster.
True, they are. But
That's the two options.
yeah,
And
I'm
while
saying if
yeah,
you're going to put someone over,
it's not going to be Dominic. It shouldn't be
no.
Dominic Mysterio.
If
It
anybody,
Balor might get the back.
Grayson Waller. If you're gonna put
Eh,
somebody over, look,
is there anyone with a similar gimmick that he had?
Austin Theory.
It makes sense, but I can't stand that guy.
Exactly. It's
I'm
like
not an Austin Theory
you're
fan.
damned if you do and you're damned if you don't here.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like that's one thing that they'll bring someone back for
Right.
it. It's like
Let's see.
someone
I
from the
think I
Attitude Era,
pointed in the wrong
someone
direction
from
here.
someone from the era
Oh,
where
okay, that's
of
it.
Edge's prime. Maybe Matt Hardy, which probably no, but probably
So,
yeah. Like
Shano.
Shane O'Mac. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, definitely throw some suggestions in chat. We could definitely
Yeah, I'm seeing
pop
Braun Breaker, but
yep,
Braun
Braun
Breaker
Breaker
already just went up against
did.
Seth Rollins, title holder Seth Rollins.
There's
Like,
someone that can probably do a really good retirement arc with him. Seth Rollins.
that's somebody. That's somebody. Let Edge try to go for the belt,
Mhm.
although they're on different brands technically. I think. I forget how the brand thing
I
works.
don't want it to be Roman because fuck that
Yes,
guy.
no, God, no, no,
Pardon
no.
my French.
Roman will have his time away once SummerSlam's done.
I hope so. I'm just done with
But
him.
yeah, Shane, retire, Shane,
Yeah. Oh,
retire,
yeah.
retire,
No.
retire.
Shane O'Mac should have retired way before last year. And honestly, I think that after that injury at WrestleMania, I think he's done all. I think he's done already. You you do not come back from a Snoop Dogg elbow drop. That elbow drop apparently will end careers,
Well, no,
as we've
he
seen.
did that elbow drop on Miz, so apparently
He did. Oh, no,
Snoop's
no, you're right.
elbow
You're right.
drop
Yeah,
is
you're right. He did the elbow
stronger
drop on
than
Miz.
Shane McMahon's
But
knee.
yeah, Shane O'Mac's knee. So yeah, yeah, no. In that case, have Shane come back in, get elbow dropped by Snoop Dogg, and then we could just say that Snoop Dogg's elbow killed Shane. But
This
honestly, no, he's. I think no. I think Shane's done. I think he is 100% done.
he has to be like after an embarrassment like that, you don't show your face again.
You know what? Have Edge versus Shane, double retirement match. Hardy
No,
came back.
no.
Threatening to Edge and to end
You
his
might as well
life.
throw Michael Cole to Edge. You know, it's like if you want to do a match like that where it's just like
Michael Cole with the headgear and all.
there's a story there.
Yeah.
Yes, but is it one that we
Michael
want to
Cole.
tell?
Michael Cole. Edge versus Lita.
No. Oh god.
Shane O'Mac gets buried by the Undertaker one last time.
Let's see what we got. Goldberg.
Isn't he? I thought he did retire.
In the world of Vince McMahon, I
Mm,
don't know if there's a guarantee.
okay.
Especially considering how the Saudis have pretty much the game.
I don't count the whatever the heck the Saudi show is, because that is basically they will they will dig someone up from the grave and fill it with money to bring someone back for
They
whatever
did
show they
that
want
with
to do.
Taker and Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. So it's like that I don't count.
But
Like for their retirement, for a retirement match, I will count anything. I will count almost anything else. I won't count that as a
look,
place
we're
of
not saying
retirement
whether or not the
or
guy
as
should
a
be in these
return
storylines.
from
I'm just saying,
retirement.
as far as in ring competition, should he be retired?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's
Yeah,
fair. That's fair.
that, like I said, I think he already is. Like he might pop in for
If
like a
Vince has
mic
his way,
moment.
he'll pop
Well,
in.
the thing is, yeah, the he'll pop in for maybe like a mic moment for kind of like what they did with Austin lately. Like
Jeff, that's a
Austin's
brutal take.
100%. Austin's flat out retired, but he still came back for that one more match and basically walked in and stunned the heck out of everybody. So if Goldberg will be retired, but he might pop up in the ring, deliver a spear, woo, and then walk back. So
I know that's
yeah,
a possibility, but
like stuff like that, I don't consider breaking retirement. Like I actually no, go back to the Kevin Owens match with Steve Austin. That I consider a breaking retirement match to have a retirement match. That one I consider that one was a retirement break for Austin. But otherwise, like he would be 100% retired. Goldberg, I think, is the same way. He is 100% retired. They might bring him in for a WrestleMania. This is his final match, and then be done with it.
fair, fair. But again, I will say, if Vince has his way, Bill would show up to a match, and
If
I would
if
pray for whoever he has to go up against.
Vince has his way, it would just be matches of Goldberg, Roman Reigns, and it'll just be Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns every match all the time. That's good shit.
Yeah, I had to say the good. Jeff with the appropriate response.
Boo! I agree. Boo earns indeed, but that's Vince booking.
Let's see what we
That
got.
is Vince booking. That is Vince's strongman
Okay,
fetish.
now this one is a little interesting on my end because here's the thing. I don't want to say that Mercedes Monet or whatever she wants to call herself right now, Miss Vardano. Um,
She will
I
forever
don't
be
think
Sasha
her
Banks.
injury is going to take her out, nor do I think that she can't
She'll be
go in the
back.
ring anymore. But
She'll be back.
I'm sure she might. But I would also like to see her go more of the Batista route, where
Batista.
you may be physically capable of still going in the ring and putting on a spectacular show, but now you have sashayed yourself into other avenues of entertainment. I want to see more acting from her.
It's like John Cena the past couple of years.
Yes, but John actually put in like a lot of years and a lot of time
Hmm.
wrestling, whereas compared to Mercedes, not
She
as
had
much.
like a good. She had about like a what 8 year career, or like
Right?
including when she was on NXT.
Yes,
I'd say
which I would say is
she's had
still
about
some of
10
her
years.
finest work.
Oh, absolutely. It's it that one felt like they had passion in their matches rather than just here follow this script.
Right, but considering her issues with WWE, I don't see her going back there anytime soon. Um, Whether or not she'll stick with New Japan Pro Wrestling for an extended period of time, no idea. Whether or not she'll sign with AEW after she's recovered, maybe. But she just has that certain factor where I could see her doing more than just wrestling.
Yes. Oh yeah. I think she does have that talent that can go outside of wrestling. She knows how to emote. She knows how to work a mic. She has a change. She can change her tone of voice to actually suit different characters. So I think yeah, no, she definitely has the talent to go in other avenues, and she has the connections to go into the other avenues.
Yes, she
So
was supposed to be, but obviously the
yes,
injury got in the way.
absolutely.
So whether
So
or
it's
not
like
that's anything for the future,
yeah.
I don't know.
So it's like she'll recover. She'll probably do some outside of wrestling things for a bit. Come back to a return on whatever show she wants, whether it be Impact, AEW, or make a return to WWE. Who knows? But no, she'll be back. She'll be back.
I know, but I
I
still
don't think her injury is sideline her
no,
for too
it's
long.
certainly not. It's certainly not. I'm not saying she should retire because of the injury. I'm saying she should retire because she is one of those few talents that has other prospects outside of the ring where she doesn't have to necessarily be wrestling for decades.
No,
because
no,
that's all
absolutely
she
not.
can do and that's all she wants to do. She
Mhm.
has now an open platter to do whatever she would like.
Holy crap! Orange Cassidy just Superman punched Cesaro
Nice.
to end the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. We'll have to actually take a little bit of a sidestep here because we
We we,
are
we, we
now
we
at the
could go
10
into the
o'clock
review
hour.
after we finish this. We could
Well, no,
definitely
no, no. We'll,
continue
we'll
the.
talk about AEW Dynamite because I don't think there's a lot to say per se, but I
Not
do
really.
want to just go ahead and flip over to like instant dynamite.
Instant dynamite.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that in a second. So yeah, I'd say the big story for Dynamite tonight, not even so much the tag team match that happened to close out the evening, but Jericho Appreciation Society seems to be crumbling. It's like
Yes,
they're trying to do their
it is.
own bloodline issue.
I think so. Yeah, but let's. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's interesting to see how that's gonna turn out, because it's like because he is teaming up he teamed up with Takashita to face Garcia and Guevara. So yeah, I think it is the pretty much the end of the Jericho Appreciation Society. Absolutely. So
But
and it's probably going to be a couple back and forths. They're going to keep harassing each other, keep punching each other, and then they're probably going to finish it up at one of their main shows. So,
well, yeah, I think they had an interview with the JAS backstage,
mhm.
and someone was quoted, "We spent all this time appreciating you, and I don't think you appreciate us."
Yep. So that yeah, no, it's pretty much yep. Mm,
Which I'm not too upset about because there really isn't any big faction for them to go up against. It's pretty much always been like the Jericho Appreciation Society
mhm.
sending this person and then this person and then this person after one singular person.
Yep.
It's like MJF is good at doing that. Especially when he's got like a one-on-one competition leading up and he wants to go put them through the gauntlet as he says.
Yep.
But for this it's like it's the same people. It's not like surprise people that you're bringing in for a match. It's the same
Mhm.
dude. And nothing against Garcia, nothing against Guevara, but
Yeah.
you can only recycle that plot line and that motor operandi so many times.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. But the thing is, that's been pretty much Jericho throughout the past year or so. It's it's pretty much he forms a quick faction of people that work under him. They get pissed off, breaks up, rinse and repeat.
Exactly. Also significant. We had another heel turn.
We did a
Yeah, we
big
had
one.
AJ Fox,
Yep,
which
AR Fox.
AR Fox. Sorry, AJ Fox. Why am I so
AJ
AJ?
Fox.
You know what it is? Because I saw AJ Lee on the trailers for Heels
Hmm.
this season. So it's like, ooh, AJ's back.
AJ Styles. Uh,
It's either AJ Styles or AJ
AJ Lee
Lee, but
is
now it's an
jacked
AR
now.
Fox. And it's like, I feel like I'm talking about like, ACDC. It's like, it's all just letters to me.
Yeah, but
And
AJ Lee, she's jacked now.
yes,
Like,
no,
oh my god.
she's as ripped as edges.
She she she's a tank now. Like she's built.
More so than CM Punk.
She has more muscle tone than CM Punk.
That we know where those pants in the relationship, but
If it's AJ Lee, I could understand it. I could understand that.
But yeah, for AR Fox, like a lot of people didn't know who AR Fox was when he came into
Hmm.
AEW. He was one of those like random signings, kind of like Bandito and everything. It's like they put on one good match, and it's like, you
He's a
know what,
big.
Tony,
He was a big.
let's
He was
sign
a
him.
big indie name. He was a very much
Yeah,
an indie name. Like he wasn't a. He didn't come up through WWE. Oh my goodness. Sorry. He didn't come up.
that
He didn't
is
come up
fine.
through WWE. He didn't come up through like Impact. For him, he is 100% indie darling. And so
Right,
when AEW picked him up, that was for a lot of like the people like a lot of people I know, that was huge to them. But then they didn't really use him all that much or all that well, but now they have him as doing this nice heel turn. I think so. Was yeah. I think he'd do pretty well. That's pretty cool. Re- Ref his
Wow.
last
All
match
right, Jeff.
for
Jeff's
at
got
Legacy.
credentials.
Okay, nice.
Very impressive.
Okay,
So good. Now I feel comfortable with what Jeff is saying. Now I feel like he's not just a fan guy. He knows
yeah.
something.
Oh no, no.
Smart Mark.
Yeah,
Smart Mark.
absolutely. He knows his stuff.
But the thing is, yeah, it's like it's a shame that unfortunately, if you bring in a good talent and they're not necessarily like remembered after the first few matches that you see them in, it's like, oh, let's do a heel turn. That'll get some smoke on them. But we already just had a heel turn with Jack Perry. It's like now we have another heel turn. It's like,
So
and then who knows what's going to
honestly,
happen with Jericho
they
Appreciation Society. Plus, there's this whole Don Callis faction that's being built.
Don
I
Cialis.
hope AR Fox does not get roped into that because then you're making the heel turn, but then you're making him a cog in another machine.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. We don't want that.
what's really the point then?
Yeah, it's just more like we need another heel. Let's have him do it. It but it, right now they have it set up that it could be a bigger thing. So we'll definitely got to see how it turns out. But I like the move. Let's see what they do with it. So
Right.
it's and but with
Anything else
with the Jack Perry
Dynamite
thing,
wise you want to touch on before we go back?
uh, well, we got Jack Perry's first promo as a heel. So
Again, Jack can't talk, so I don't care.
I think we had Pac.
How are you Luke Perry's son, but you have no mic skills? The man could turn the televisions melting with the smolder of
Just look at
90210,
David.
and this boy.
Yeah, just honestly, just look at a bunch of the kids compared to their father, like David
Well, I mean, you
Sammartino.
have Dominic,
David
who,
Sammartino. Oh yeah, his first is champion. Okay,
right,
yeah, sorry, misspoke.
but it's the FTW championship. Like,
Yeah,
yes, this,
it's
in
still a
certain
title.
circles it has weight.
Still, t-
It doesn't have as much weight in
well,
AEW.
it is like a tertiary title, but I'd still rank it higher than the 24/7 belt.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't tossed in to the side of a trash can.
It's like the other day I was actually looking at the record for that. It's like our truth is has won it like 127 times or something like that, and
Right.
it's
But
like
actually,
individuals for everything else, and then it's just like our truth, our truth, our truth, our truth, our truth.
yes. Well, actually, we'll get back to him in a second, too.
Hmm. But yeah,
Let me
so let's
just
see.
get
Some of the
back
other ones,
to this here.
Swerve Strickland beat Darby Allin. Uh, Decent match. Britt Baker still winning against anyone who they throw at her. This time it was Taya Valkyrie, which that actually kind of surprised me, because yeah. But then again, it's like Baker. They're kind of doing what they keep doing for what's her name, Jade Cargill, where it's like
Right.
they just throw someone into feeder for a bit. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's how it's going to be for a
Hmm.
second.
And then you had
But okay, getting
and
back
ending the
to
show, you had Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus Best Friends and Lucha Brothers. That was actually a pretty good match. Lucha Brothers came out on top, and then Moxley and Cassidy continue after the brawl. Yuta attacks Cassidy, and then Lucha Brothers get involved, as do the Best Friends, and then brawl continues. The show ends, and it goes off the air with Orange Cassidy Superman punching Castagnoli.
right. So it's going to be one of those things where, it's Blackpool Combat Club versus everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
So not exactly like a driving home point. It just basically means inmates run the asylum at this point,
Yeah, pretty
which
much. But
isn't
then again, it's
bad.
like you want to you well. I like it how you want to have the end of a show, or at least the end of a taping, to be like a little bit of chaos at the end. You don't want to just see a squash match at the end of the show with Roman Reigns just holding his arms up again. So it's like
True.
I'll take the chaos over something that you expect every freaking time.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was, Tyler.
Yes, it was.
But okay, so back to retirements. Speaking of the 24/7 championship, our truth. He's funny. You can't
He
deny he's not funny. But
he's carved out his own niche.
Yes, but he also can't go like he used to. That's for
Oh no,
definite sure.
no, which is why they have him with the 24/7 thing.
Right. Well, now he's on the injured
Basically,
list, so he's not even
yeah.
doing
Now
that.
he's on the injury list. Nah, it's like like I don't think he. I think they should have pushed him higher when he was when he was more at his prime, because they always kind of used him as like a side character, as a comedy relief character,
Right.
which I'm sure he's fine with, because he's still cashing in those paychecks each week, and he never really seemed to have an issue with it. But it's like they never really he never really flirted with the upper tier. Which, if you're doing a retirement tour, you got if you're doing a retirement tour, you need to really be kind of like the mid to upper tier wrestler or higher on the
Right.
roster
The only
to
time
be
he ever
considered it.
flirted was back when he had his heel turn
Hmm.
with the whole drinking the water outside the ring and telling
Yeah.
everyone he's a good truth. Which I swear to God, I know of a girl that would talk just like that. So
Oh
it's like it
dear.
was creepy whenever he did it. But yeah, the thing is, like, with all the people that you have in NXT, regardless of whether or not they say it's a third brand, they will be brought up to the main roster. You have enough people that can be comedic talent.
Absolutely. But the question is, how many are really willing to do that? It's because
If it
sometimes if
means
you get
airtime,
yes, but also it's a different mentality too. They want to build their characters. They don't want to just be shoved off to the eternal comedy relief role. Not a lot of people nowadays aren't really fine with that. It's like, yeah, they could do it for like a little bit, but they see what happens to people who are that in WWE. You get stuck in that for ages. Just look just look at what's his name? Sh- uh, as they called him, Shorty G.
oh Jesus,
Yeah,
let's
Chad
not talk
Gable.
about.
Yeah, just look at how they messed up him.
Yeah, but he got better with the
Titus O'Neil.
shoosh and everything.
Fine. Titus O'Neil, him too. It's like a lot of these wrestlers should be a lot higher, should be booked a lot better. But then it's like you just get it's like, yeah, you'll it's like you give them the yes to do that comedic role. And while that's fine for a little bit, sometimes it you end up getting stuck stagnating, because that's what you're booked to be every single time. And you end up just getting typecast as it.
I understand that. I understand that. It's just it's one of those things where it's like he could probably do a lot better just staying behind the scenes and
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
doing
he should be booking
coaching and stuff
shows.
like that. I just don't think because here's the thing. Tozawa, they're not doing really anything with him except for
Nope.
like the jokey thing he had like last
Yep.
Monday. But
Yeah.
Tamina, nothing. Dana Brooke, barely anything.
Nothing.
It's
Nothing.
like they
It's
even turned what's his face into Scripts, and Scripts doesn't even wear the mask anymore.
mm,
So it's like,
well, they
what is
kind of
there
did it.
really to give him back
Oh,
anymore?
they kind
What
of do
is
that
there for our truth to sink his teeth into?
Titus World slide. But no, it's like,
D-
yeah, yeah, he'll
Jeff.
yeah. Ever since that goof, he will be known as Titus World Slide.
Well, that or the guy who almost got fired for grabbing Vince McMahon's arm.
Yup.
Who?
Saw that one too. Oopsie doodle. Or Paul, or
Yeah.
what who was it? Wasn't it wasn't Paul Burchill. It was he basically, it was like during like a somber moment, and he was just, and like Vince was like walking past everyone, and then you just see him just going,
Paul London.
Paul London, that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, Paul London. How he
Which
got
I'm
fired
sorry,
for
if I
that.
was Paul London, I would have smiled too because it's like
If
this
you're
is
gonna go
so
out, that's how you're
weird.
gonna go out.
This is awkward.
No, if you're gonna go out, you go out memorably, and that was memorable for sure. But yeah, no, our truth, I don't think he's gonna get a retirement tour that he probably deserves. So, well, he'll probably disappear quietly, and then people will be like, "What the hell happened to him? Oh, he retired 2 years ago. How about that,
Now, Randy.
Randy?"
I honestly think Randy should retire.
I think so too, but I don't think he will. He'll be popping up kind of like how the kind of like what they did with John Cena. It's like someone's going to be trying to make a name for themselves and then they're just going to call out a name and say I challenge Randy Orton or something like that, or they're cutting a promo, he pops in RKO's whatever guy who's too big for his britches or something like that. And yeah, it's yeah, he'll probably get a retirement tour if he does
Well,
go that
here's the
route.
thing. I mean,
But
obviously, he's done everything he has to in his career, really. The injury that he has right now has put him on the shelf
yes,
pretty steadily.
yeah. So
But I do want him to come back, if nothing else, simply so he can finally have his rivalry with Matt Riddle. Like, you know how I was saying, if you're going to go out, you put another guy over. Riddle
RKO
has
Riddle,
been on such a decline lately, ever since
RK-Bro,
helping out the tag belt champions, ever since trying to go after Gunther.
Gunther.
Yeah, like I really think bring Randy back, let him feud with Riddle,
Hmm.
put Riddle over as the actual
I can
like
do it.
mixed martial artist that he is,
Hmm.
and go out on your back.
That's well that that's another thing I want to ask you about. Do you prefer wrestlers on their retirement tour to end their career losing or end their career with a win? Which is better?
Hmm.
It's like, do you put someone else over, or do you retire to the cheers of the crowd?
Well, I think it depends on what the ultimate end would
Hmm,
be. Like, okay, say for
that's a good
example,
idea.
like Jeff is saying, Riddle's due for a heel turn, and we
He is.
haven't seen Riddle do a heel turn thing. So
Not
maybe
yet.
if that's the case, um, bring Randy back to try to like kick him out of it,
Can
and
you
let Riddle
really?
win over Randy, so that this way this heel turn has some weight to it.
The other question is, can he do it with the character that he has now? Because Stoner
No,
Surfer Dude doesn't really work as a heel character. It
no,
works.
it doesn't.
It's either a face or a jobber or a character. Like that's not a
Unless
heel turn.
WWE is willing to go that route where it's like, Riddle's just a drug headed mess up with his wife and everything, and then he's like, you know what? Just let me go more mixed martial artist. Enough being the bro. Let me be the one that like,
Mm,
makes him say ow.
that okay.
And
That
yeah, that
that
would
could
be
be it.
perfect timing. If Orton is
That
going
would
to
be
come back
or
anytime
SummerSlam.
soon, you hope it's going to
Well, you
happen
can't do SummerSlam, but
before the end of 2023.
or some yeah. It's like maybe they start it at Royal Rumble, run it through the next month or so, finish it at WrestleMania. Have it as a quick, like a relatively quick storyline.
Well, Tyler, that was an interesting scenario because it was technically like Trish's and Lita's last match.
Hmm.
So they both were retiring. Someone had
Yes.
to win. You're not going to do a double count out on that.
I don't know if Vince and Pritchard were booking it.
Well, no, if Vince and Pritchard were booking it, they would have had the final match happen in a lingerie match. Let's be clear.
True.
But
Kiss my
yeah,
ass
I
look.
think if Randy's going to retire, this is the next 12 to 18 months is the time to do it.
Mhm.
This would be like peak in order to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And as you said, 12 to 18 months. Absolutely.
Yeah,
If not this year, the year after.
right. So soon,
As fun as
hopefully.
it would be to have him retire in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Now, Brian, I'm torn on this. I genuinely am torn simply because for the fact, you know, we talked about Edge and his recovery. If Daniel or Brian, whatever you want to call him, if this man didn't do it the way he did it, there'd probably be no hope for anybody else.
He came back from a nasty. neck injury.
Yes.
The fact that he even came back is a minor miracle in of itself, just like Edge.
Right.
So it's like I'm not sure how much longer he will last. He's definitely athletic enough to last God knows how long if he can avoid getting hurt. But he got hurt again
Yeah, he is
on a
currently
straight
hurt.
up
Hold on, let me
snapped arm.
check the sheet here.
What was it, a snapped arm or snapped leg?
Um,
I forget.
arm fracture.
Arm fracture. Okay, so that he can recover from that. If it was a leg fracture, I'd lean since that's part of the core and your support structure. Yeah, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
But
no, it's bad
but but
timing, sure.
but returning from an arm injury, I think he'll do that. He'll be back. I think he'll be back.
He will be back, but how much longer does he have in AEW now?
It depends on how they use him, because it depends on it really depends on if Blackpool's still going to be around. If it's going to it'll need some external, it'll need some factors to be decided before we can really make a
Like,
clear decision
I'll
on
be
him.
quite honest. I'm happy he got injured before Blood and Guts.
Okay.
Because I could not imagine Brian Danielson in Blood and Guts. I would be so on the edge of my seat worrying about whether or not he would die.
Mm.
Like, he is a precious little boy who needs to be coddled sometimes. I'm sure Brie does her job well, but, he's like the great white hope as far as like wrestling is concerned. He is the one guy that I think damn near anybody can get behind. If he
He oozes
is
charisma.
injured or paralyzed or dies somehow,
He'll come out to the ring in a wheelchair if he has to.
right? And yeah, he did just start having creative control, so maybe they are
Mhm.
transitioning him to a backstage role, probably within the next year. Hopefully, that's the case. So this way, you keep him around a little bit longer.
Yep. But yeah, no, he'll be back for sure. He'll be back for sure, and I think he has a few good more years left in him, barring injury.
I hope. I hope.
Yeah. Her too.
Really,
Bailey
you,
too.
you think Bailey's still good to go?
Yes,
'Cause, I
absolutely.
mean, she was already out for as long as she was before her knee gave up
She'll be
again.
back. She'll be like I think she'll be kind of be like what's her name Natalia.
Oh,
I
so
think
she'll just be like the steady good hand.
exactly. Yeah.
I
She's
hate to
very
see that
solid.
for one of the
It's like
horsewomen.
I don't it's like she can be a good heel. She can work a crowd. She can out of like that group of women that came up like her
Her,
Charlotte, Becky
Charlotte,
Lynch and everyone else.
Becky.
Yeah, I said Becky. But I
Okay.
think I was always impressed with her because she didn't have that like super body type. She had a she I would classify her as normal body type.
Did you
If you're
have
doing a
you
creative
looked at
comparison,
her rear end? That is not normal, my friend.
normal.
And it's just us two guys. We can say that. But
Mm,
ba-
but
ba-
no, I would classify her as body type 1. But so she doesn't look like everyone's like she looks average at best. And I like that. I think that fits in well. And I think her she has talent out the wazoo. Like she is ridiculously talented. And
right, but
so
she
it's
also
like I
has a
think
good
she
amount
is
of
a good
talent, like mic
that's kind
wise too.
yeah,
So I
but
mean, if you
it's
wanted to go maybe like the Corey Graves route and maybe put her on commentary,
she can absolutely do that. But
yeah,
I think she's going to be more in line like being like what Natalia is doing.
yeah.
She will pop in as either a stopgap, she will pop in to give someone an opponent. She can fit herself into pretty much any situation she wants to, and she'll do well.
I suppose it just it worries me that they could go ahead and utilize somebody with lesser talent more weakly.
They could, but that's what I'm saying. She'll probably be like more like, okay, we need someone to either hold the title between people, but it's like okay, or someone gets hurt, we need someone to hold the title until we get someone else built up.
Yes,
Top
Tyler.
dollar.
Yes, put her on the table with
Maggle
Cole.
Cole. Damn it, Maggle.
That would be fantastic. It would be. I would almost have like images of Gorilla Monsoon and freaking Ventura, going back and forth.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, no, no. Personally, no. Bailey's has been one of my favorites for a while. I think she'll be fine.
Liv, on the other hand,
She got injured too soon. It's like I think she was finally hitting some form of stride, and then she gets hurt.
yes, but she
And
had
it's a
just
shame.
come back from injury too. It's like,
That's what I mean. When she got injured the first time, she was just hitting her stride. Then she came back, started getting into a stride again. Like she had momentum, and then she gets hurt again.
right,
It's
and this
like,
is right after Raquel gets hurt. It's
yep.
like that whole tag team is
So
just cursed.
yeah, I think like she'll be back because she's way too young to be on a retirement role. But
I mean, I hope she heals quickly. Yes,
yes, I agree.
but when you see somebody that gets injured that
Mhm.
constantly, you have to wonder: is their body really physically capable of handling this?
That is the question. So and I'm sure people may maybe bringing it up to her because she has been hurt a lot lately. So it's like I'm sure as I believe Jeff mentioned before, it's like she's not going to want to retire, not at all. But and I believe that and I'm sure that she feels that she'll have a lot more to give, a lot more left in the tank for sure. But
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. She's
she
also
needs to stay
still very
healthy first.
young,
Yeah,
so she
she
can go and
absolutely
do
needs to
other
stay
stuff if
healthy.
she wants to.
Yep. No, I agree. Thing is, she absolutely needs to stay healthy first.
Yes, which
If she can show that she stays healthy, great. But it's like if she does come back and gets hurt again, then it may be time to start really thinking about, okay, is there something else I can do either in this business or what have you.
right now,
He's like Jake the Snake Roberts. He is not going to retire unless he's dead.
Sting, 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 Sting.
he's not gonna stop no matter what.
After he got dropped during that one match, like I thought it was done. I thought he was.
I don't. Yeah, it's like I'm amazed that he's still at it right now. Because Sting has been around since I was a kid. Since I was a younger kid, he is just yeah. He's definitely on his way out.
Yeah, like I.
But it's like you could just say that just because he's been around since the '80s.
Yes, he's in his 60s. He's
He's in his
64.
60s. Is he gonna try? Is he trying to break a record set by Flair or something?
God, I hope not.
Oh, it's just
But that's the thing.
should
Like
he retire? Yes,
here's the
but will
thing.
he?
Retire from the ring, sure. If he wants to still be Darby Allin's like run buddy, if he still wants to carry around the bat, be a
He'll
manager
do
of sorts,
he'll do like what Jerry Lynn's doing.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like he as a manager could be great, or it is great as like a manager. But the thing is, he should be retired from the ring by now
right.
because
But
it's
he's got the
like
mic skills to do other
oh,
stuff. Where,
absolutely, absolutely. But the thing is, like, if he's in the ring, it's like you're walking on eggshells. It's like okay,
that'd be
can we
like
do
walking
this
on
move
his
with
back,
you?
eggshells.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like if you're in a match with him, okay, what can you do that won't break him? And
I
I'm sure
mean,
he's tough, and I'm sure the guy is tough as nails. Don't get me wrong. If he breaks something, he'll keep going to the best of his ability. But it's
I feel
like
like a finger poke of doom could kill him. All right, like
yes,
I
it's
feel
like Sting should retire. Will he? No, but it's like he's gonna have to literally be broken, like paralyzed. He needs to be like the doctors literally need to drag him out of the ring
right
before he'll stop.
now. I'm bringing in Kofi. I also do
He
want to
does.
mention Big E too. Yes.
Mm.
Um, as a matter of fact, is he the next one?
Honestly, I think
No,
New
no, no.
Day.
That's another reason.
I think him, Big E, should have a retirement tour together. if Big E can return.
Yeah, I would say Kofi has done a great amount for WWE. Absolutely.
Absolutely, and he deserved a much better title run, in my
But the
opinion.
New Day itself,
New Day.
when was the last time you saw all three of them together
A while.
competing actively?
A while. It's like it is pretty much either it's pretty much Kofi and Woods if they do tag. So
Right.
but the thing is Biggie, as Jeff mentioned, yeah, I don't think that they'll clear him anytime soon because the fact that Biggie isn't paralyzed from the neck down is a
A
medical
miracle.
miracle.
Yes.
And I'm sure that he'll come back eventually, have those like last few matches and then maybe hang it up. But but it's like it's kind of like with Brian Danielson and Edge. It could be either doctors say yes or doctors keep saying no. It's too risky, too dangerous. If you happen to fall anything even close to the wrong way, you're done. And it's like okay, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you just come back, give that final farewell speech, and then walk off? Or yeah, and honestly, it's not even yeah. Even if they're afraid to give him the green light, I'd be afraid too coming back from that injury. That's it. It's like it's a very difficult position to be in for Big E. Kofi, on the other hand, yeah, he's definitely up there in age. I think he probably could have that retirement tour because he is one of those mid to high tier wrestlers that can generally almost always put on a good match. Last couple Royal Rumbles notwithstanding, just from
Well, yeah,
having bad luck. But
that's almost the thing. It's like they've actively been showing a decline, not just of the New
yes,
Day, but of Kofi.
yes, well, he's his body's breaking down.
Yeah. So I mean, if you can't do again, it goes back to like the whole thing with our truth. If you can't go the way you went when you were at your peak, then you have to consider it.
Yes, absolutely, but it also depends on okay, you have your peak up here, and but if you could constantly like perform at like here, you're fine. But if you're like way down there, mm,
Well,
then
I
you might
never
need to think
considered the
about it.
peak to be like the very tippy top. I always say
Yes,
like the peak is like just the tip of the mountain. Now,
yeah.
however far the tip goes, that's on a scale.
Yes. Yeah, and honestly, I think Kofi will still put on decent matches. He'll pop in as or he should be popping in as an opponent for someone as needed, just even in the role of the New Day, and they can go on that name for sure. It's like, oh, okay, I need an opponent. All right, you're facing the New Day this week.
Right.
Cool. And it's like between him and Woods and maybe potentially Big E popping back for his thing, yeah, I don't think Kofi. I don't think Kofi. I think yeah,
Yeah,
Kofi
which
still
is a
has.
shame because they
Yeah,
pushed the New Day to be like the multi-time longest
yeah,
reigning tag champion
and
for so
they got it,
long.
and they got it,
Yeah.
and they
And then they
absolutely got
just forgot
it.
about it. Like, screw it, we don't
And
need
the,
you
and the
anymore.
and the fact is, they avoided injury and time off for so long too.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah, you might get hit by something, but that faction had and has staying power.
It was the
Still does.
power of positivity, Kyle.
It was. It was absolutely the power of positivity and all the video game and anime outfits that they had, which
No.
was wonderful.
Those
That was
bootios, man. It's like
booty. The Bootio cereal box entrance was wonderful.
I'm not gonna lie, bootios, not a bad cereal. I wouldn't live off of it, but it's not bad.
Bootios. They make sure you ain't booty.
Yes. Speaking of booty,
It's Bray Wyatt. I will say that I've said this before, and I will say it again. He is the victim of bad booking. His entire like past couple years.
yes, but how much of the booking is he in charge of? That's the thing.
That is the question. It's like
Like the whole
you
time
can
when
never really tell.
like the whole time before he came back, before WWE decided to bring Bray Wyatt back into the fold. Whatever version you want to
Mhm.
talk about, that's fine.
Like I yeah.
But
I loved personally, I loved his stuff.
yeah, no, it was creative for
I
sure.
Firefly Funhouse was probably some of the most entertaining stuff I've seen personally in a while because I like that goofy stuff. I like that goofy stuff. I like those. I like when there's a bit of production involved. So it's like I
Although
like
I
that
would say there
goofy
was
stuff.
maybe too much production for his last match, where it's like
Yes.
the pitch black Mountain Dew. Let's chill out for some money match. Um, I just I I can't take him seriously anymore, man. It's like I
Yeah.
wanted to. I really wanted to in
Mhm.
ring because he had that whole no selling thing back when he was like
He
the Fiend and
he
everything.
he really could have followed along with be their supernatural superstar.
Yes,
Because it's like you always had that with the Undertaker. You always had that with Kane. You had at least one good super one like supernatural based superstar. And
I would say so.
they
Yes,
they don't
Ray got
have
hit
that right
by
now.
thanks to Vince, but yes, the fantasy booking and just the simple excessive creativity that they either decided to roll with or Bray put out there or whatever. It
It
did
got
him no favors in the ring. In the
no.
ring, you'll hate me for saying this, he's mid. His theatrics are
Lately,
great,
yeah.
but he's mid in the ring. You can't compare him to someone like Undertaker who had the theatrics and the in-ring quality to back it all up.
We
Now, there was talk about him doing movies, comic books, whatever you want when he was out of WWE.
mhm.
I would actually have loved to have seen him go in that direction. I feel like that creativity can be more properly utilized in the media outside of wrestling. Now, whether or not he'll ever decide to do that, I don't know. But and yes, we
Eventually
know
will.
Arab money. I know.
Yeah.
We know the song. We know it well. But
Eventually I think he will. Will he come back? Yeah. I really hope he gets booked better, but I've said that the past few times and I've been disappointed each time.
exactly, it's like
Yes. Oh
whether or
no,
not he
yeah.
will, but whether or not he should, that
You know,
becomes the question.
absolutely. Bray losing the way he did to Orton, that I think killed his character.
First of all, that whole match was bad for his character. Oh, let's just project things on the floor.
That was just it's like
I
there's cheesy there's cheesy wrestling which is fine. That one crossed the line into the hell?
like explain to me how a match like that you could have gone ahead and just said, "Oh, we'll project things on the screen at WrestleMania for Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt." However, every time the Boogeyman comes on television, fresh dirt and fresh worms every time.
Yeah.
Where's the budgeting?
Yeah, or well, but then again, you might get something like Kevin Nash in WCW with the with like the blood and guts falling from the sky.
At least it'd be something.
It would be something, yes. But you know what? I think I think he had his best arc against Woken Matt Hardy.
Well, yeah, because then you had like weird spiritual versus weird spiritual. It's
Yes, and I think that worked. Oh yes, and the fire yeah, and the
oh
Firefly
no, that match
Funhouse with
was
Cena.
top tier.
That
Yeah,
that was I was it's like yeah, I know a lot of people pan that one because they didn't really get it. It was like it wasn't a match. This was just theatrics.
look,
It's like
the less you say
I
about the
thought that
work
was
style, the better.
hilarious. I thought that one was hilarious, and I think that one was done well, as was the match against Matt Hardy
Yes,
because it had references for people who followed the storyline, for people who followed both characters in and out of wrestling. It had it had a lot of detail. It had a good attention to detail, and that
but that was
I
also
appreciate.
a victim of its time because it was the perfect kind of match for the COVID era.
Yes,
You would not do that now.
even though they absolutely could, the yeah, no, I agree. They won't. At least not at least not under Vince. But I do believe we are reaching the tail end.
Yes,
So
so we'll
before
end
we
it with this one because this
yeah.
one kind of breaks my heart a bit.
Mm,
But
yeah.
Mark Briscoe, he just recently got on the injured list, as we had stated. Last episode, when he was supposed to go. I'm not saying you don't, Jeff. I'm not saying you don't. No. But as far as like when you've gone ahead and you've been in a tag team with your brother for pretty much most of your career, and
Yeah,
then he passes.
that hurts.
And great on AEW for giving Mark the rub. You
Hmm.
know, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been brought in or they shouldn't have made any kind of a spectacle for Jay. They absolutely should have, because the Briscoes, if they had been brought into AEW sooner, the tag division of AEW would probably be better than the
Oh,
singles
absolutely.
division of WWE.
Yeah, I appreciate fantastic tag teams because you could do so much more in a tag match than you can do in a singles match, in my opinion.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, when his brother passed, that was tragic,
But
and then now Mark being hurt is, as we can see in chat. Yeah, no, that is very unfortunate, and
but
it's
one
like
would almost have to think he must be taking this time on injury to reflect.
I hope he does, and probably also maybe take time to grieve when he probably didn't have time to do really truly do so before. So it's like, yeah, it's a tough, it's this one's tough to determine. Does he have more in the tank? Certainly.
Yeah,
Should he hang
absolutely
it up?
does.
It depends on where he wants to go with his career now. It's
Yeah,
like he doesn't have the eternal tag team option anymore.
no, I mean you could pair him with somebody, absolutely,
Yeah, yeah,
but
you could,
it's
yeah.
not going to be the same.
No, it's not. It's like, do you retire with like when you can look back on good memories, or do you try to do something else with a character? Do you want to try a different character? Do you want to, like, how do you want to evolve your persona and whatnot going
Right.
forward?
And Jeff, I completely understand, but this is one of those things where it's not so much about a physicality sort of thing. It's about a
Yeah,
mental
exactly.
status. It's about a spiritual status. It's not about whether or not you have more in the tank. It's a matter of whether or not you even want to burn it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a rough situation, and could he certainly do more? Absolutely, without question. The guy is immensely talented, and he can certainly evolve further. So we'll have to see what he does and where he goes. If he does evolve his persona, or if he just goes with the same type of persona. But then again, his current persona involved his brother, or involved his tag partner so much.
Yeah, without Jay, he
Oh
just
my
looks like a
god.
crazy chicken farmer.
Kinda, yeah. Well, he kind of looks like what's his name? Freaking I'm he's reminding me of someone, but the name's not coming to me, and that's driving me crazy. And I'm not gonna sit here
If you say
pretend to.
bushwhackers, God help you.
No,
No.
no. So it's Champa, Tommaso Champa.
Okay, okay. No, yeah, from a physicality look, yeah. If you cut the beard, it'd be a different story. But
Hmm.
well, that and gave Mark some teeth. But no,
But yeah,
I
so
know. I hate to be a bitch, but
no, and honestly, I hope he does come back when he's ready. Absolutely. Yep,
absolutely, Jeff.
exactly. There you go. There you go.
All
Same.
right,
We're on the same
and
page here.
on that somber note, we are going to go ahead and close it down for today. Hopefully, everyone got their fill and have given yourselves some interesting thoughts to mull over as we go into another week of wrestling. From myself, Ryan O'Regan, from Sniper Kyle Krieger over there with the double gun and is apparently throwing his bullets instead of shooting them.
Delete.
I know it. I'm trying to go with the sniper thing. It's just like you're throwing them. Yeah. Looking
Hmm.
like Usopp without the slingshot. This has been Jabronis United. Stay humble.